Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. It's the Audrey Wiggins Show.
One of the most fundamental parts of doing business on the web is keeping your customers' information safe. Fear of hacking and other security breaches still makes a lot of people jittery about disclosing their credit card numbers and other private information online, like their home address and telephone number. And if they suspect that it could be compromised when they make a transaction on your site, they're going to take their business elsewhere. That's why you need an SSL certificate for your website.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, and welcome to another episode of the Audrey Wiggins Show. I'm your host, Audrey Wiggins, and our guest today is Marshawnette Daniels. And you may know her story from the murder of her daughter, Saniyah, over in Ward 1 in Cleveland back in June, right? June 20th?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so we're sorry to hear about that story, but we want to raise this up on a higher note, say how we turn this into good, the pain and all that's not gonna go away, anytime soon. But still, she wants to take steps to honor her memory and also to help other families in the future for something like this happening of drive-by shootings and different things of that nature that would take our children from us. And to our studios, I appreciate you. Yes, you're welcome. God bless you and your family, and our condolences again to the loss and transition of your daughter, 9 years old, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. So we're here today to look forward to introducing legislation for a new law, Saniyah's law, and also to try to get a street sign in honor of Saniyah's death in the community as a commemoration of violence, but also positivity of what we can do to make a difference as a reminder. Okay, now let's lift this up. Actually, before you start, I know the stories were covered in the Brown report. Kim Brown is a friend of ours from long ways back, and also on the scene. And it was on. Actually, heard your story as well on Moody Radio. They talked about with the law. They were talking about the legislation that you want to bring up. They talked about it on here, so I heard it there as well. I'm sure some other places. So getting some great coverage. That's great. So it's an honor to have you here today. Wow. And not just just coverage, but that people are talking about it. And that's what we want. Much leverage. You can try to build momentum. That. Yes. Yeah. So tell us a little bit. How you even came to this decision, and if there's anything else that you want to share before that, feel free.
It was actually just one day I was just sitting in the living room, and I overheard. I didn't overhear, but I heard that one of the defendants' grandmothers, she made a comment, and she said, well, my grandson was just protecting himself. So at that moment, what I heard was, oh, so you're condoning it. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, was he protecting himself from my 9-year-old?
Exactly. Collateral damage here.
Exactly. So that right there, I was just like, you know what? These parents need to be held accountable.
So what do you want to say to even to his mom, or was he? Because I don't remember. Was he raised by his grandmother, or living with his grandmother, or at home with his mom? I'm
not really sure how the story goes, but it was just the fact that grandma would make a comment like that. Right. I'm not talking about a sister or a friend, a grandmother.
Exactly.
Will make a comment like that.
Because we usually hold, the grandmothers, those generations, above us, a little higher, and we expect more.
I expected more.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit more for those who may not have heard the story or read it, the law that you're introducing and want to introduce in legislation.
What I desire to introduce is for parents to be held 100% accountable for their children's actions. Actually, it's all the way down from medical expenses, funeral expenses, crime cleanup, counseling, and everything else.
Okay. So counseling would be for the parents who are left behind.
Definitely.
Basically. Yeah. What kind of pushback or other kinds of comments that have gone con or against what you're trying to do? with the legislation?
It's really nothing that can be disputed. You'll hear some parents say, well, I can't be with my child 24 hours and I can't do this. Yes, you can. You don't have to be present to be a parent.
True.
I can parent over the phone. Just put them on the phone.
Yeah.
You know, exactly, but it starts from yay high.
Right.
I didn't start parenting my son when he turned 10. I didn't start parenting my daughter when she turned 15. I started parenting them as soon as I had them.
Right.
So, you know,
Yeah.
that's the only pushback that I get is, well, you can't be with them 24 hours and you ought to know where your child is at and what they're doing, because once you instill those certain morals,
Yeah.
I expect you to abide by them, just like the Lord.
Yeah.
His word abides in me no matter where I go, and my word abides in my children no matter where they go. I don't care where they at.
Right.
Put them on the phone, and I can reprimand my children from over the phone.
Have you given any thought to, say for instance, you know, say if a parent, say it's a single parent, even if it's a two-parent household, and the parents, you know, have to serve jail time. So what about that child, if they have more than one, or even the child who committed the crime, what about the help for them, you know, to try to get some kind of rehabilitation or some kind of help? So if it's going to be, we can pass the law, which would be a great thing, but then what's, you know, the fallout from that?
I think that people will probably say, well, what about the other children? Well, Dad can be there while Mom serves her time. And once Mom gets through serving her time, Dad can go serve his time, so they'll never be without a parent.
So what about then there's the single parent households though? Because I want to imagine that a lot of times, you know, there are single parent households, you know, so the kids go to foster care, there's some great foster homes out there, but sometimes even if they're not or good, then there's another, you know, a strange situation, you know, for a child to go into. So they're acting out, you know, even more or whatever. I'm just really
Trying to think it through.
Yeah, you know, exactly.
Well, my suggestion would be make preparations just like you do for anything else.
Okay.
That's just my suggestion. I'm a single parent household. I make preparations for my children.
Yes.
No matter if I'm going to work, if I'm going across the street, you know.
Right.
We make preparations. That's what we do.
That's true.
When you parent, that's what you do. You make preparations for your children.
Yep, you're thinking ahead.
Of course.
Yeah, all the time. Yes,
So if she knows that she has to go serve 10 years, then she will make preparations for her babies.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
Because I made a preparation for my baby. But it's forever.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
10 years is nothing compared to my forever.
Right, exactly. Yep, your permanent separation.
Yes, ma'am.
You have your faith to get you through.
Yes.
I just can't even, you know, imagine. I lost a parent, but that's different. You never think
It's
about
definitely
just when
different.
losing a child.
Yeah, this is like an umbilical pain. It's a pain that you can't even reach. It's a pain that you just never expect this, you know? I expect them to bury me, not me bury them.
Absolutely.
You know, so the pain is unbearable, and in some days, you just avoid it because it's too painful to even think about. The other day I was looking at her videos and I just dropped.
Ugh.
You know, so people don't understand that it's the negligence of your parenting that caused my pain. It's the negligence of your parenting that caused my pain. Why can't you be held accountable?
It is really just that simple.
Parenting is just not being at home, you know, at the same time. No, it goes way deeper than that. Way.
How are the other children doing?
They're in and out. Of course, the 20-year-old, she was in a car with her.
Okay.
So she's seen everything. So that's like a whole nother story in itself. So I'm dealing with her and, you know, my son, and, you know, it's sad that my son would think that it was his fault because he was somewhere doing something that he do every day. That's his norm, boxing. And he was, you know, he was training at the time for the Nationals, and this happened. So he was, he just, well, what if I would? I said, we can't do that. You did nothing wrong.
You said he was in boxing.
Yes.
So tell us about, that and how maybe this might be helping him, or even what goes into that boxing, and how you as a mother, a parent has, been able to keep him in his mind more straight and more focused on things.
Actually, so boxing for him is a discipline. It's a certain discipline that comes with boxing. And he's able to use that in the ring and in his personal life. So you think like if somebody throws a jab in the ring, well, he has to hurry up and think, what do? Do we counteract? Do we just, So he uses that also in his personal life, which means he has to weigh the pros and the cons of life before you make a major decision. Because if he don't do that in the ring, he could get knocked out.
Right.
The same thing could happen in life. You can get knocked down. And sometimes those knockdowns, you don't recover as fast.
So you as a mother, so I know he's learning things, within the sport, his coaches, they're teaching him his discipline and things like that. And you talk about getting, the punches of life.
Yes.
So how have you, raised him, your other kids? But I'm really just focusing more, like, on your son, because I know boys are different.
Yes, they are.
Talk about, how males carry their emotion and different things like that. So speak to that for us.
For me is, with this situation, my desire is to make sure that my son heals healthy. And in saying that, it's making sure that whatever he's feeling and whatever he's internalizes, that he puts it in his proper position. Everything deserves to be put in his. I don't want my son to be upset and feel like, he's mad at the world. No, the world didn't do this.
Yes.
But this is called life.
So channeling this anger, because we all have, we all get angry for different things, but we control it. We learn how to, like, to use it into a positive, turn it around to a positive. So we're helping him to, and even the boxing and your rearing of him, how to channel anger. So how do you tell us about that?
When he's boxing or whatever, he gets his aggression out in a healthy way. You're not trying to kill your opponent. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly,
you're not trying to kill your opponent or anything.
Right, you're just trying to win the match.
Exactly. But when it comes to his healing, we sit down, we talk, because I want to know what's going on in his head and in his heart.
Because you seem like a very strong person.
Oh,
We talked earlier, about your faith and things like that. So when you're talking to him, I know you're going straight at him.
Oh yeah, I'm a straight shooter. It's no, we don't do the gray area.
Right,
it is what
right.
it is. I do leave room for human error. But with my kids, it's like your gray area is really limited.
Yes, I know.
Because and I teach my kids, do not work off your emotions.
Yes.
Your emotions are stupid.
Yes, they will.
They change from second to second,
they'll
minute to
deceive us.
minute. Yeah.
Yes.
So don't be deceived and don't be moved by that. And that's our situation now. The tragedy of my baby, she was a part of everybody's life.
Yes.
My whole life revolved around her. Got to pick her up from daycare. I got to do this. I got to do that. Because the other two didn't really need me as much.
Right.
So she...
so pretty.
Wasn't she? Thank you. She was fine, wasn't she? Yes, she was. Thank you, Lord. I did that. I didn't. I don't know. But her brother's been a big brother, the overprotective brother, It's crippling for him. And that's what people don't understand. I'm supposed to protect my little sister. So it's hard to get through to him. To say, baby, it's nothing that you could have done.
Yes, it's not your fault.
And making sure that I send that clear message to my son. It's not your fault. It's nothing that you could have done.
Yeah.
I told him it could have been you in the gym. It was that bad that day. And the oldest one carried guilt.
Yes.
She said, Mommy, I was in a car.
Yeah. Why not me? Why did God take her and not me?
Oh, girl, I explained it to her, honey. I said, you weren't ready. but he took the purest one. And they understand that biblically when mommy talks to them like that. They understand that. So, you know, that's my life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you again for sharing. That was real important, you know, because the fallout, the after effects, you know, where we're talking about, you know, getting legislation written, you know, putting up street signs and stuff, but, you know, what's happening to those that were, you know, left behind, that close-knitness, you know, brothers and sisters. And that's important because you talk about, you know, mental health, so you guys will need some mental support, you know, mental health support, you know, going to see counselors or talking to your pastors or, you know, and close friends who understand, you know.
Yeah, and a lot of times, you know, people, they understand but they don't understand. They empathize with the pain, but they don't know the pain. So, you know, that's a whole nother story. Then another thing is that I don't understand is it was 6 individuals.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Nobody's parent has broke my door down to apologize. We're talking about 6 babies.
Right.
If my son had done something like that, I would break your door down to get to you. Nothing would stop me from getting to you. Just to say, I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry that my child did something like that.
Right.
Nobody. That right there speaks volumes for me.
It is, that's sad. Yeah.
It speaks volumes. So, you know, that right there is like a whole nother story in itself. I don't understand.
Again, it goes back to that responsibility piece that you're on. We're talking about within the legislation.
As parents, I would feel for another parent. Even if, you know, I'm going through this and I'm in my own pain.
Right.
And you hear stories, you know, across the world. I feel your pain. I'm a parent. But for you not to come and apologize to me or even offer me anything and say, you know what, Ms. Daniels, I'm sorry my baby did that. I'm sorry. And maybe you could tell me your story to make me understand, where was your son at up here?
Right. That even have him going around this shooting.
Why did he feel like it was okay to tote a gun in broad daylight? And not only that, shoot it.
Right. Right, even
All
that
these
shooting at the
people.
person that he was shooting at.
But
You know.
you had to
What
be
would take
there.
you?
It was so many people.
Wow.
That's what people don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been many, but it was only one. What happened to the pros and cons of life? What happened to right and wrong?
Exactly.
They know that from yay big.
That's right.
Whatever they choose to do with it, at times, that's a different story. But you can never say you didn't know. You just chose. You made a choice.
That's it.
Just like you made a choice to have that baby.
Yes.
Yeah. You said that you were going to parent, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna leave it at that.
Yes,
then.
ma'am.
Awesome. Wow, that was deep. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Did he feel like it was okay to tote a gun in broad daylight? And not only that, shoot it.
Right. Right. Even
All
that
these
shooting at the
people.
person that he was shooting at.
But
You know.
you had to
What would
be
take
there.
you?
It was so many people.
Wow.
That's what people don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been many, but it was only one. What happened to the pros and cons of life? What happened to right and wrong?
Exactly.
They know that from yay big.
That's right.
Whatever they choose to do with it, at times, that's a different story. But you can never say you didn't know. You just chose. You made a choice.
That's it.
Just like you made a choice to have that baby.
Yes.
Yeah. You said that you were going to parent, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna leave it at that.
Yes,
then.
ma'am.
Awesome. Wow, that was deep. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
But these are the things, you know, people don't understand the consequences of their actions look what it's caused.
Right.
And if I wasn't the parent that I am, he can fall astray too, due to what has happened. I can't let that happen. So sometimes mommy has to put herself on the back burner and still parent her other children.
Right.
So it's like, I'll grieve later, as long as my babies, as long as I can get them to a healthy place, I'll say that. Because I can't heal them. And that we'll never be healed, 100%.
Oh, absolutely.
But we'll be able to function one day with the hurt and with the loss.
Right.
That's my goal, to be able to function. And some days, you can't, or you desire not to. And some days, I
It's
just
too heavy.
don't want to.
Right.
You know?
Yeah,
so,
God bless all of you. Yes.
yeah,
Definitely. We'll definitely keep praying for you guys and
I appreciate it.
lifting up positive thoughts and, wishing for the best.
Thank you.
For that sunshiny days to come back.
Ah,
Yeah.
one day, right?
One day. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but in the meantime, what about the street sign? Want to do some honoring for Saniyah with the sign?
It's moving forward.
Okay.
And the sign really is for remembrance. This is what happened here. And I hope that it would trigger some of the children say, Saniyah, that was the young lady, that was the baby, that was killed here.
Yeah.
I hope that that would trigger something to say, you know what? No. No.
Right.
That's my desire. Even for grown folks.
Yeah.
Even for the grown folks,
it's
it's
more
like,
for the grown folks.
But it's our babies though. Babies kill my baby.
Right.
It's for our babies who, they just walk around fearless. Don't care. Don't weigh the pros and the cons of life. And
Exactly. This is not a video game. This is not,
It's not.
a TV show. Or this is real. Bullets kill.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't know if they're crossing perception versus reality. Because this is my reality.
Right.
That's their perception. That's everybody's perception. Outside of me is everybody's perception. But it's my reality because I'm living it.
Right.
So hopefully, these babies wake up.
Yeah.
I hope that they wake up.
Right.
Because I lost my baby and they're losing their lives.
Yeah. And then, you have younger children that are left. Even the 20-year-olds, to me, still young.
They're still
something like
babies.
this, yeah. So they have to live with that consequence, how they process that and be...
Oh, they're going to be okay.
Yeah.
They're going to get through it.
Right.
Yeah, the best
I'm
way.
just thinking, like, in general, we were talking about, keeping other people from going through that tragedy. And,
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But it's just more than you losing your daughter.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine
There's a
someone
whole
going
lot
through
of people that are involved in that.
Yeah.
So going back to the sign, the street sign in honor of Saniyah, I know you're trying to get like Mayor Jackson on board, the council person over in Ward 1, Joe Jones, got a little pushback when I was reading some of the articles, I was seeing that. So is there something that can be done, like go around them or other steps that you can take to make this happen?
Actually, Kimberly Brown and the Black Women Commission of Cuyahoga County,
Okay.
they have began to take major steps towards getting the signage. They also was working on my behalf when I didn't know it.
The angels back there.
Yeah, like they did all the footwork and everything before I even knew it. So I was grateful for that.
That just goes to show you too that it's not just important for you, but this is a community.
Yes.
That's been affected. So this is a community. It's a region. It's a country.
Yes.
It's really involved in in a project like this that would happen. I just wanted to, because I pulled this up here, just say the mission of the Black Women's Commission of Cuyahoga County is to provide support, a support system for Black women, politics, housing, financial literacy, race relations, environmental conditions, education, career development, mentoring, competitive living wage, just a lot going on here in our behavior and other support services. Okay. And they believe that if we support women's issues, our communities will become a force of positive and productive change. So that's great. So they're partnering with different organizations and people, situations that are going on. So great to hear from them. Really got that kind of support behind. That's
They're awesome.
Yeah.
They're very supportive.
Thank you.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Right.
They're a force to be reckoned with, too. Oh, my goodness.
Well, I know Ms.
But
Brown. Yes, he's not going to stop until it's done. And you need people that are, you know, that have deep convictions and beliefs and things, and they go after it.
Mhm.
You know, like
Definitely.
that. Yeah. You know, with strength. Like strength,
They're
courage.
sure- they
and-
sure
and
have a lot of
knowledge.
strength.
Yeah,
Yeah.
strength, courage, and knowledge, you know, behind what they're doing. So
And
I
that's
think
one thing
great.
that I like about them is that they're very knowledgeable.
Yes.
Yes, they're very, very knowledgeable. So it's nothing that I ask for or about that no one knows.
Okay.
So that's pretty great.
Awesome. Okay. Well, Marshawnette, I enjoyed your time here today. I know it was a painful conversation, but I think we got some positive things, you know, exploited out of the conversation, you know, as well. So, you know, again, thank you for being here. And I just wanted to know if there was anything else that you wanted to just leave with the viewers, any special message or anything that you want to leave with us.
Just for parents to just parent your children. That's my only message. Be present. Just be present.
All right. Thanks again. Appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
God bless.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And we'll see you next time with another episode of The Audrey Wiggins Show. To appear on this or any of our web shows, contact studio at mwmg.tv. Studio at mwmg.tv.